Alright, this is the distinction criteria. So the distinction criteria is separate to presentation in the fact that it's an individual written report, so you don't do any of this work, this distinction work with your partner or for your presentation. It's done as an individual. Okay, and what you have to do is explore the muscular system in greater detail. You're expected to analyse it actually. So the first point says look at three different sports action shots. What I've actually done here is I've copy and pasted this into my Word document, so I don't have to keep flicking between the assignment and the Word document. I've got it all in the Word document. I can see it in front of me. So I'm just going to take you to my Word document now. And here it is. Okay, so we've got the criteria here at the top, which I took from the front of the brief, which says analyse the function of the muscular system and the different fibre types. And it says again you're required to submit an individual written report. Okay, so the first bullet point I looked at was look at three different sports action shots and explore the muscle movements occurring, the antagonistic pairs working, and the contraction types happening in each muscle. So what I would do here is I would look at the antagonistic muscle pairs working in this image, okay, commenting on the agonist, the antagonist, the fixator and the synergist, and why they're really important and how they enable Ronaldo to execute that movement. I'd also then comment on the contractions that are happening in this image. So we know that because his quadricep has extended his leg, we know that his quadricep is working concentrically, and that's really important because actually that has enabled him to generate the power and the force through the shot. So that's the sorts of things that we're looking for when we're talking about the analysis. And you apply the same principle to the weightlifter, again talking about his antagonistic muscle pairs, his agonist, his fixator, his synergist, and then also talking about the contraction types taking place. And the same with Beth, who is a gymnast here. Now you don't have to use these images, you can pick any three images that you like. Where you feel appropriate, if you find a reference that supports what you're saying, i.e. a quotation within text or from a journal or from a book that supports what you are saying, add that in because that shows academic rigour. Okay, so that's the first bullet point. I'll take you to the second bullet point. So again, same criteria, and it's still an individual report, but this time the second bullet point asks you to do this. So you're required to select three different athletes from three different sports and explore why their fibre types are suitable for the sport they participate in and give scientific reason why. So here we are, we're looking at these three athletes. These are the ones I've selected. Again, you can select whichever three you like. A contrast might be useful because it allows you to sort of analyse them and analyse different athletes as opposed to kind of very similar athletes, because you find you're saying the same thing over and over again, and that's not what this is about. So the first thing I might do is I might get Andy Murray, and I might think about what percentage of fibre types are found within Andy Murray's body. So he's got this percentage of type 1, this percentage of type 2A, and this percentage of type 2B. I'd see where they fit in terms of how they're relevant to his sport, and I'd use scientific context with that. So for instance, in terms of the power produced, is it relevant in terms of his serve? So what fibre type is relevant for his serve, and what part of the body is it coming from? Would it fatigue quickly, and how would that have an impact on his performance later on in a match, etc. So I would say about I'd talk about the fibre types that are within their body, how it fits with their sport, and add some scientific reasoning. Now, if you remember when we read that article a few weeks ago, it was really explicit in what it said. So it said that at some point it talks about the percentage of fibre types for definitely this athlete and this athlete. So you could take that quotation from that document and apply it here and use it to support your argument in terms of the percentage of fibre types that are within these two athletes here. If you haven't read that article, it is on Moodle, so you can go back to it, you can read through it, and then you reference that appropriately. This is purposely a higher level criteria, and therefore it is challenging, and it's about you challenging yourself and exploring it and pushing the boundaries to try and really get the best out of yourself, and to really understand the fibre types and how they function, and also the contraction types and the antagonistic muscle pairs. It is there for you to research a little bit further, a little bit deeper, and to really demonstrate a sound understanding.